She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I failed, she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would. She understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. One day she's got a boyfriend, the next day she's engaged, and then she says she's married. Girl, why are you playing these mind games? Love games, head games, brain games, mind benders, brain twisters. She's playing with my mind. I saw her on the street with another guy. Funny, cause she told me she didn't want to be in a relationship. Mind games, love games, head games, word games, brain twisters, mind busters. She's playing with my mind. Word quizzes, brain busters, trivia questions, puzzle conundrums, jigsaw puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku, word search. Even though they say she's out of my league, I'm coming up with a plan. I'm gonna change the way I strut my stuff. I'm gonna be a new man. I'll make her homemade ice cream, ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make her homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my homemade ice cream. Ice, milk, and sugar, and you shake it all up to make the homemade ice cream. Capers on top, and I'm gonna make her mine with my dark house in which once more I sit. I curse the very thought of it. Doors creaking through the cold, empty halls, and cobwebs on the walls. A box filled with broken dreams, scattered pictures from a life once filled with glee. So ghastly through the dead of night I go. Dark kitchen where I cook my shit. shudder at the thought of it. Pots and pans amidst the stale hollow stink, and dishes in the sink. The cheese that's been there for years, the tiled floor that's not been washed but for blood and tears, and forks and spoons from a bygone time once shined so bright they have no life amidst the darkening clouds, and children play on the streets below as I die alone in this dark house.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, check, test, help, 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 check, test, help, help. Whoo. Checking the mic, check. Checking the mic, check. Checking the mic, check, check.
In which once more I sit, I curse the very thought of it.
Hello, everybody. Check. You can hear me okay? Servo says, I think I slept under that bridge before. Phantom Parakeet says, technical difficulties. Maybe just slightly. I like to start off with a fresh image. This is an image from last week, which is a great image from Nella. But let's go ahead and start with a new one here. Okay, Spare Parts 2 gives us a nice one here we can use as background. How are you doing, everybody? This is Henry, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a wonderful, get ready for autumn, homemade applesauce recipe, if you want to see what it's going to look like. So this, going to have to talk to Quanto and get this fixed, but it's supposed to be a little more like that, I guess. I apologize. That is a technical problem. But we're going to go into the detail of applesauce. We're going to talk about, where does applesauce come from? Where do apples come from? How long have apples been on the earth? Do they come from the earth? We're going to talk about all those things, and it's going to be fascinating. First, I want to say some thanks. I've got some alerts here. It looks like our friend Old Grumpy Mama resubscribed for 9 months. Thank you so much, Old Grumpy Mama. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. And Jerkoff has resubscribed for 26 months. Jerkoff _. By the way, it's not a foul term. It's Jerkov, which I guess is a Russian spelling. This kitchen, my tomb. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Fat Honger cheered 420 bits. Thank you, Fat Honger, and says happy birthday. It's actually not my birthday, but thanks for the 420 bits nonetheless. Mochi, one of our VIP old school users here, tipped $24.20. Thank you, Mochi. And says happy Wednesday to all the users. Henry and roast beef. Also, hooray. I graduated from physical therapy school today after the unfortunate kitchen incident. Peace and good vibes. Wow, Mochi, I'm very happy to hear about that. Mochi had a terrible incident in the kitchen that involved, I think it was a shattered pitcher, shards of glass or something that created some kind of an injury on the was it the ACL, the ACL, or one of those. But I think that we need to remind everybody here: the kitchen is a dangerous place. Fire, shards of glass flying at you. There's sharp knives. If you make something wrong, then you get criticized by your friends and family. It's not a place for cowards. That's why if you can have armor, I'm sure Mochi was being safe, but I have chainmail that I use when I'm cutting, and I'll probably be using it today. But I think maybe some chainmail on the feet as well, and a helmet. Don't take this stuff lightly. I'm a professional, so you'll see me here looking like making it look very easy, but it's very, very difficult. But Mochi, congratulations for graduating from physical therapy. I still have some physical therapy exercises from when I had my herniated disc. This is one of them. It looks a little silly, but if you do it, you'll feel the bones in your spine between your shoulder blades stretching in a positive manner. You do 10 sets of that, and then you also do shoulder shrugs. Sometimes you can do both at the same time. There's one where you do both up at the same time and you lean the head both directions, so it'd be like this. So if anybody has a herniated fractal muscle like I had, you might be able to benefit from some of those. Beelzebub says, doing shoulder shrugs now while in the office. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad to hear it. And I'm glad to hear that that you're in the office. You know, a lot of people are just doing stuff remotely. Maybe you're in an office at home. I don't know. But I do want to thank Mochi so much. And happy Wednesday right back to you. And sincere congratulations for having that injury behind you. And here's to hopefully not so much cooking in the near future, but maybe some safer type of activities like football. Caffeinated Cat says, LOL, we all just followed along with that small yoga session. Yeah, well, you know, if you sit in office desks, there's always, the danger of repetitive motion injuries, carpal tunnel. You also have to stand up once every hour. Set your alarm, stand up and walk around. There's also one where you lift your leg. So do all of these things. Okay, I mean, it might look silly, but do you care what you look like, or do you care about feeling healthy? I will say that one time I was choking, and I was too embarrassed to ask anybody for help. So I do understand that sometimes looks are more important than life. Gumme Kende has resubscribed. Thank you, Gumme Kende, for 21 months. Been a great 21 months. Thank you so much, Gumme Kende, and it's good to see you on here. Eof cheered 100 bits and says, Henry, how often do you wash your apron? I've never washed this apron, particularly because I'm worried that maybe it would compromise the integrity of the lettering on there. But also, once I read that the Pizzeria Uno out of Chicago has not washed their dishes for 100 years or something like that, and they say that the reason is because when you wash it, you're making it smell like soap instead of the delicious meal that was just on there. So when you eat a meal there, like from one of their pans, you're tasting 100 years of richness of the meals before instead of just some liquid dish detergent. So that's kind of the way I feel about the apron here. Okay. Caffey has resubscribed for 25 months. Thank you, Caffey. Thank you very much. And it's good to see some of these names that we saw in the very, very beginning, because sometimes I feel like people check in for a little bit and then they drop out. And it's just good to see that that people are either returning or sticking with us. Munch Hotel cheered 200 bits and says, bits for beef. Hope the stream is great. Good luck in space. Thanks, Munch Hotel. Let's check in. This was bits for beef. Let's check in on my cat, roast beef. Sleeping on the bed. He was in a very cute position when I set up the camera on him before, but of course he moved. Thanks, Munch Hotel. And Anonymous tipped $4.20. There's that weird number again. Users, Henry may have been bought by Big Spice. Also, Americans, please make sure you're registered to vote. Oh, absolutely. Anonymous tipped $4.20, and I have not been bought by a Big Spice. I will say that today's dish, we will be using cinnamon. And you might be asking, well, why aren't you just using allspice? Because I can't find my allspice. So the next best thing I have is cinnamon that I bought before I knew that Big Spice was trying to push all these different spices on us. This cinnamon goes back to, I think this is from Whole Foods, and I think it goes back to when that store opened. Computer, volume 10. Computer, when did the store Whole Foods open? Oh, maybe you're talking about the background here. Yeah, the background might make it look like I sold out, but this is actually just a clever sort of a faux ad that Spare Parts 2 submitted on Discord. Computer, when did Whole Foods open?
Whole Foods was founded on September 20th, 1978 by John Mackey, Renee Hardy Lawson.
Computer, stop. Okay, so that's how old this is, I guess. About 46 years. Let's go ahead and check in on some other background images here. Michelle C. Wow, what memories this one brings up. King's Dominion. Is this in Virginia? I've been there. I think I was there when I was a little kid. It's either Virginia or maybe Maryland or something like that, but it's a Six Flags. And yeah, I remember going there when I was a real little kid. Oh, Servo says I think it's Paris. Oh, maybe I got that wrong. M. Cariotti, it is, and it's our favorite park. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and I'll bet in the fall it's going to be extra beautiful. Dark Ages says I've been to Kings Island a few times. Yeah, they have a few of them, and when I was about 8 years old, I had a little toy, and it was like a lion that was the mascot for King's Dominion, I think. And one time I took it over to a friend's place because we were going to play it with our toys, and he stole it, basically. He took it and hid it while I was in the bathroom. Everyone type Forson says, good day, Henry. I've recently taken an interest in golf, and I must admit I find it a bit perplexing. Okay. Could you enlighten me as to why the aim of golf seems to be to play as little of it as possible? Well, yeah, you want to play. Okay, it's an excellent question. If I am golfing and I hit it into the trees and the bushes, and I spend 15 minutes trying to find the ball, technically I am playing golf, and I'm stretching out my golf play time, but I'm not having fun. I'm looking for a freaking ball in the bushes, and that's not the fun part. So the idea is to cut out the non-fun parts and just to get good at it so that you don't go in the bushes and the trees. You just hit it straight down the fairway. If you get really, really good at it, you can play for only about 10 minutes. And that would be too little, but nobody's that good, not even the professionals. Okay, but thanks for the question, and let's see what else we got here in the way of background pictures. Thanks again, Michelle C. M. Cariotti, for that one, and Parasitosis gives us an interesting background here. That's pretty cool. By the way, speaking of roast beef, my cat roast beef, I recently revisited one of the old Highwayman episodes. And I haven't released all of them to the public because I like to go in there and sort of polish them up, and cut things, and, having the benefit of time to be able to think of things that I would have done differently in the edit. And I just haven't really had time to do that. But I watched this episode and I realized there's some great footage of roast beef. And also, this was during the pandemic, so I wasn't able to get actors to interact with each other. So I just cast myself from Henry's Kitchen into my Highwayman, where I basically played both parts. But let's take a quick look at this and see what we think. Wait, that's not it.
Sometimes the conversations get me down. Oh, and sometimes you talk until my head spins round. You paid the price for your sanity. Now, baby, look at you. So much for your honesty. What do I say? It's all been said and done. Here I go again, that drifter on the run. Well, I don't know all the clever lines. Is it true? What did I?
Hello?
Hi, Henry. We talked on the phone.
Oh, you're Jake?
Yeah.
And you have roast beef?
I do. He's in this case.
Okay. Are you hungry at all? I have a date tonight and I'm making her my famous supermarket style pizza bites. There's a lot of extra and it looks pretty cold out there if you want to come in. Yeah, actually that sounds really good. Great. These have been in the fridge for a long time now. Glad I'm finally using them up. So, Jake, what is it that you do? Well, people call me the highwayman because I help people. How much money do you make? Well, I actually don't make a living doing that. I live off of disability insurance for a back injury. What about yourself? I guess you could say I help people too. I teach people how to cook, mostly lonely people. I went through a breakup a while back and I guess cooking sort of filled the void for me. I heard once that a heartbreak lasts for only half as long as however long the relationship was. If you don't mind my asking, how long was the relationship? Only about a month. And then how long have you been heartbroken? About 10 years. Oh, wow. What about yourself? I would imagine with that cool hair, you probably do pretty well with the ladies. Well, I guess I've always just been kind of a loner. I almost got married once. Made it all the way to the chapel. But at the last minute, she didn't show up. Wow, that's pathetic. And I had to return all the wedding gifts. Except one guy gave me a gift certificate for Arby's roast beef sandwiches, and I asked him if I could keep it, and he said fine, so that's a really sad story. no matter how hard you try in filmmaking, you can try to get everything right, but you're going to mess up some detail and somebody will notice it. It almost makes it futile. The Great Train Robbery was I think it was the first film ever made. And it was there was a major flaw, and that's that there were 7 shots that came out of a gun, 7 bullets, but it was only a 6-shooter gun. And I guess when the movie was made, a lot of people commented on YouTube, hey, there's 7 shots and it's a 6-shooter gun. To which I'm sure the director probably was like, what part of the first literal motion picture in history do you not get? Who cares? And then apparently the guy just stopped making films, and it would be another 20 years before what's-his-face made that film with the rocket going into the moon's face. That's just a little history from what I can recall. I might have gotten some of it wrong. Mochi's Nirvana says potential collab with Suicidio for additional lore. Yeah, possibly. Now that I know that I have the capacity to do that kind of special effect where I can insert actors interacting with each other. The hardest part, there's one scene where Highwayman throws the Tabasco sauce across and slides it across the table, and I catch it. And that took many, many weeks to get right. It was very difficult special effect work there. But it was the pandemic. We had a lot of time, and we were able to spend that kind of time on stuff. Okay, everybody. Absolutely. Kairosa says, get creative. Yep. Get busy being creative or get busy dying. That's the way the saying goes. But thanks again, Parasitosis, for this background here. And let's see what else we've got in the chamber here. Lisi sends us this cool one. Wow. Is this, this looks like a kitchen. I think there's a caption. Lisi says, a few weeks back, I went on tour of an old historic retired whaleback ship. Ooh. This was the kitchen, which I thought was pretty great. Yeah. It's very cool. By the way, I just want to make a quick comment. Wait a second. The Chunk says, wait, did the Highwayman ever get his sauce back? Oh, no. I guess he didn't, because he left before it was given back to him. That's another screw up there, because Highwayman probably wouldn't have left without his Tabasco sauce. Okay. Wumdinger says, is Michael Bublé still around? I believe so, yeah. Or maybe not. I don't know. I do know that Mr. Gooseberry VT is a tier 3 subscriber, and I haven't put it on the board yet, so I need to do that. But I haven't seen Michael Bublé. He might be on tour, and then he doesn't have time right now. I want to comment a little bit about my facial hair. So I decided I'm going to go ahead and grow a beard out. A lot of people said I should, and I think older people usually like to grow beards for whatever reason. I guess it covers your face, and but there is going to be this in-between time where you go from looking like a clean-cut person to looking like a distinguished older gentleman. There's this in-between time while you're growing out the beard that you look like a little bit disheveled and maybe like people should check in on you because you're not doing well. So that's going to be the way it's going to look for a little bit, which I'm fine with also. Van Honkerton says, "Hi Henry, are you joining an extremist organization since you're growing a beard?" No, I don't want anybody to think that I'm joining any kind of cult or commune or any of that type of stuff. It's literally just for my image. And Dark Ages says, "It'd be cool if you grew it really long, not too long though. Don't want to accidentally dip it into the food in the kitchen." Oh yeah, you got to be careful. I was talking to a guy with one of those really long pipe cleaner beards one time, and I was standing there and I had a cocktail, and after a couple minutes of us talking, I noticed that the end of his beard was just sitting there soaking in my cocktail, and I was like, that sucks. I had to throw away my drink. Okay. What else do we got? Well, I think we're going to have to do some music here in a little bit, so maybe we'll go jump to another Cyanish. Lord, forgive me if I bust my nine. I don't know the reference here. Is this a game? Usually when I don't know the reference, it's a game. Or should we be checking in with Cyanish? Hope everything's okay. Dark Ages says, "I don't know what this means." Cyanish, you might have to give us a little bit of background. Is that the Family Guy? Saguaro Ooh gives us this one and says, currently, it's called Aurora, currently the second fastest computer in the world with a performance of 1.012 exaflops. So is exaflop a thing? Is that like gigatrons or whatever? Yeah, it is. It does look very John-like. Let me show you the next location in which we would install one of your boxes. Okay, maybe we'll do our song with this in the background here. Hey. I'm very excited to tell everybody that I finally got off my ass and fixed the Gretsch guitar that was gifted to me by you guys. Put the gold strap on there, and it feels strap holder or whatever on there. It feels great. Let's put on some reverb. Check, 1, 2. Check. Feeling good? All right. The first song here today seems to have been requested to us, or was requested to us by Mochi. Mochi's Nirvana, who's currently celebrating graduation from physical therapy class and has recovered from a horrific kitchen-related injury. This guitar has a beautiful, rich tone. I like the other one also. The other one's a little smaller, so I usually take that one on the road, but this one is a joy. To play, and it stays in tune much better. So I want to thank the users for gifting me this Gretsch parlor guitar. It's absolutely beautiful, and I just sometimes I can't believe how fortunate I am that I was able to receive gifts like that from you, the users. As well as also I've received a cutting board with Henry's Kitchen engraved on it and a microwave oven, among other things. So thanks for that. Let's go ahead now and do... Oh, Caffey gifted a Tier 1 sub to Whaleboat. Thank you, Caffey. And Beelzebub gifted a Tier 1 sub to Pancake King. So that's awesome. Thanks for that. This is a song that was requested to us. It's by a Canadian rock and roll outfit that has a little bit of a sense of humor called the Barenaked Ladies. My understanding is that the name came from thinking how funny it would be if people saw on a marquee Barenaked Ladies and showed up and were disappointed to find out that it was just a band of nerdy dudes. Hank Boozle said, fun fact, they are actually clothed men. Yeah. And, but this song I think is a classic. It's a beautiful song. It's a love song. And let's go ahead and see if I can do okay with it. I'm going to have to lower the key of it because sometimes when I sing high, I think my neighbors think that I'm in trouble. So it might sound a little suicidia. If I had $1 million, I'd buy you a house. I'd buy you a house. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you furniture for your house, maybe a Chesterfield or an ottoman. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a car, a nice Reliant automobile. If I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. If I had $1 million, we'd build a fort tree in our yard. If I had $1 million, you could help, it wouldn't be that hard. If I had $1 million, we could put a little tiny refrigerator in there. We could keep snacks and beverages. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a fur coat, but not a real fur coat, that's cool. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you an exotic pet like a llama or an emu. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you John Merrick's remains and all them crazy elephant bones. John Merrick, of course, the better known as the Elephant Man, was an artist who they made movies about how deformed he was. It's very sad. It's a little kind of a dark turn that the song took. If I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to walk to the store. If I had $1 million, we'd take a limousine cause it costs more. If I had $1 million, we wouldn't have to eat Kraft dinner, but we'd just eat more. If I had $1 million, there's 17 more verses here. If I had $1 million, I'd buy you a green dress, but not a real green dress, that's cool. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you some art, a Picasso or a Garfunkel. If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, I'd buy you a monkey. Haven't you always wanted a monkey? If I had $1 million, I'd buy your love. If I had $1 million, 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 I'd be rich. There you go. Cap Cavart says, Henry, what would you do with $1 million? Well, I would probably build an exact replica of my old kitchen from my old address where Henry's Kitchen started, because it was a kitchen that you really just can't recreate. It's but I would probably build an actual kitchen that was an exact replica of it. I think that the building has now been demolished. That's what I would do. Borsenvin says, give all the U.S. folks 64 cents. Oh yeah, that's another thing you could do with your $1 million. No, but you wouldn't though. Computer, volume 10. Computer, how much is 1 million divided by 400 million?
1 million divided by 400 million is 0.0025.
Okay, so I could give everybody in America 2/10 of a penny. I think that's the way I'm reading that. Okay, that's what I would do with it. It would probably be difficult. Hank Boozle says, I'll take it. Okay, Husky Boyo says that's like a class action lawsuit. Yeah, that's true. Class action lawsuits, usually it's the attorney who gets the biggest percentage of the pie, like 10% of $500 million. And then they divvy up all the rest of it among all the people, and everybody gets about 13 cents or something. Mega Gildy says, just give me the $1 million and I'll invest in a crypto rug pull. Wow, I don't even know what a crypto rug pull is, but I do know that generally speaking, when you see crypto, you're about to get scammed. That just sort of seems to be the way it is. Kryrosa says, crypto rug pull? New band name. Oh, crypto rug pull. Yeah, and it could be one of those things where on the marquee everybody thinks they're going to go and see an actual crypto rug pull. You know, now that I think about it, if you named your band Pink Floyd, for example, that could be pretty cool, because on the marquee it would say Pink Floyd, so all these people would show up to see your band, and it wouldn't be until after they already bought tickets that they realize that you're just a band called Pink Floyd. You're not the actual Pink Floyd. There might be something there. Mochi's Nirvana says, what's your perception of NFTs? I think if I understand it correctly, it's for people. It's similar to people that buy art. You know, like if you want to own the original of a piece of artwork. But I never was that type of person. I think that's for people maybe with a lot of money, extra money that they don't need, and they want to do something like that. But I don't know anything about it. Container 520, Henry, can you please mint your songs into NFTs? I'm dying to own those as non-fungible tokens. Sure, but don't forget, you can just have an MP3 of the song that you download and just have it, or just stream it anytime. But I get it. Kurt Cocaine says, decided to do some small renovation work around the house, which I wish I ate shit instead, but can't stop halfway through. You know what I mean? Kurt Cocaine, we know exactly what you mean. And, okay, everybody, let's try another. I get caught up reading the chat a lot of times, which I think is great, but I want to remind you that you can also read the chat if you want. Pug Lady sends us this one. This looks cool. Wow, what is this? DEF CON. Is this a game thing? Oh, there might have been a caption. Let's see. I didn't write down the caption, and I don't think there was information about it. The artwork almost reminds me a little bit of Stray in the subway that they had. Boy, that was a great game. I'm enjoying Outer Wilds a lot also, but I'm the first to admit it's not coming easily. That could be just that my brain doesn't work very well, but you know. Thanks, Pug Lady, for this cool pick. I'm not sure what it is, but reminds me of Mass Effect 2, says Statue Match. Oh, Dark Ages says DEF CON is a tech security conference. Anonymous would definitely be there. Oh, cool. For computer hackers. Thanks, Container 520. Okay, Dark Ages sends us this one. I think that's our favorite Sesame Street character in live action form. It says here, I took a few photos of the new Oscar the Grouch last weekend at a live show, Nick Lutzko's SNL Live. Is this in Chicago? He might be a good co-host. The new Oscar smokes. Might need more information about this. Is this from a live production of Sesame Street? Everyone type force and says, what the fuck? That's me. Nightmare Fuel. Dark Ages says it was a show in Chattanooga. Very hard to explain. Okay. Well, I like it. Chattanooga. Wow. I was expecting that it was going to be in Gary, Indiana, but you've been doing some traveling. That's great. And you're taking in some live theater and culture, and I support that big time. Another one from Michelle C. M. Cariotti says, I was able to capture a few photos of our bats after sunset. Have only ever seen 3 and was able to take pics of 2 this evening. I decided to name them Felix and Phoebe. Wow. I didn't know bats came out that early because it still looks sort of like daytime, but it's turning into the evening. This is great. This is very... Mochi's Nirvana says they're getting ready for Halloween. Yeah, there is something very Halloween-y about this. And, which, by the way, I want to remind everybody that we are doing... Mochi, can you remind me what the date is for our big Halloween stream? It's still a couple months away, but it's going to be the end of October. We're going to be doing a big Halloween stream. Mochi's Nirvana says Sunday, October 27th. Yeah, we're going to have Dead by Daylight. I'm hoping to get some more artwork from Ageless, who gave us some really great stuff last time, and also a lot of other fun things. Everyone type Force and says, I can't wait for Count Cocula. I have a theory that Count Cocula is the reason they cracked down, Twitch cracked down on a lot of content in their terms of service. Kalamazoo Dog says, can we dress up roast beef this year, Henry? Yeah, I'd like to. Roast beef, I try not to make him do anything that he doesn't want to do. And mostly what he wants to do is sleep. But, you know, we'll see. We'll try. He's taking a break from his acting career so he can sleep. But he's technically acting as a sleeping cat, I guess. Let's do another song. Purple is a Fruit gave us this request for a song by the Rolling Stones, who recently came up with another album. Computer, how many albums has the Rolling Stones released?
Here's something I found on the web. According to Fodathing.com, the English rock group The Rolling Stones have released 30 studio albums, 21 live albums, 29 compilation albums, 3 extended play singles, and 109.
And 109. So it just literally ends with and 109 more? Is that what she meant? I was counting 90 albums. And then she said 109. Container 520 says 109 singles. Okay. Well, that was poorly phrased on Alexa's part, but whatever. All right, let's go ahead and do this song. You know, a fun thing to do back when I was a kid is we'd call the music store. There was Peaches. What were some of the big music stores? Licorice Pizza, Music Plus, and there'd be a kid behind the counter, and you'd say, "Hi, which Rolling Stones albums do you have?" And they'd be like, "Hold on," and then they'd I don't know if they'd look it up on their computer or if they'd go to the actual bin and look, but they'd start naming them, and then they'd name, and when they were on like their 50th album, you'd say, "Okay, I'm back now, so can you start?" That was a fun bit. I used to do that all day, every day for many years. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this song by the Rolling Stones, as requested to us by Purple Donut Filling is a Fruit, or Purple is a Fruit on the other one. Caffeinated Cat, yes, I have been to Amoeba Music over there on, is it Sunset Boulevard and like, is that Vine? Sunset and Vine? It's amazing. It's a fantastic place. If you ever get to Southern California, to anybody out there, you need to go to Amoeba Music. That should be on your list. Okay, here we go. Under my thumb, the girl who once had me down. Under my thumb is the girl who once pushed me around. It's down to me. The difference in the clothes she wears down to me. The change has come. She's under my thumb. Under my thumb, a squirming dog who just had her day. Under my thumb is a girl who has just changed her ways. It's down to me. The way she does what she's told, down to me. The change has come. She's under my thumb. This is a song about him conquering a girl, it sounds like. Under my thumbs, a Siamese cat of a girl. Under my thumb, she's the sweetest pet in the whole fucking world. It's down to me. The way she talks when she's spoken down to by me. The change has come under my thumb. Some of these words haven't really aged well. It's down to me. The way she talks when she's spoken down to by me. Changes come, she's under my thumb. Under my thumb, her eyes are kept to herself. Under my thumb, well, I can still look at someone else. It's down to me. The way she talks when she's spoken down to by me. Changes come, she's under my thumb. It's alright, take it easy, babe. Under my thumb. And usually when they didn't know how to end a song, they would fade it out, like it was just getting more and more distant. Under my thumb. Pretty cool. Well, thank you very much for those submissions, for those cool songs. We are going to have to start cooking here at some point, so let's just see if we have just a couple more pictures. I think this is the last one. Nella has given us what seems to be an airplane runway. How are we doing here in terms of time? We've got a few minutes to go before we have to do our break. Legally, I have to give the moderators a bathroom break. Ooh, I'm going to have a little more coffee. This is going to be a delicious dish. The reason I chose it is, even though it's not the autumn, I woke up one morning recently very early and I walked outside and it was a cool morning and the clouds were in the sky and they were making everything kind of shady and just a little more comfortable temperature. It's sort of, there was a richness in the air, a moisture, and it just sort of made me say, I hate the fucking summer. I'm tired of it. And I'm really looking forward to the fall. So I thought maybe I could push the fall into the present by forcing a beautiful autumnal dish like this one. It's applesauce. And September is coming up, and so of course we're going to have to make sure somebody reminds me to do the September song. Because that's always a fun thing. We've got 5 minutes before I have to show an ad, so let me go ahead now and just go over a little bit of what we're doing. We're on a website called Sarah's Homemade Recipes, and this one is called applesauce. This applesauce recipe is simple to make and delicious. I make it for my younger brother all the time, and he loves it. I want to make sure everybody who just tuned in right now, I'm quoting somebody. I'm not saying I make applesauce for my younger brother. That would be weird, seeing as how I'm a 54-year-old man, and you could only assume that my brother, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that weird, but are middle-aged male brothers typically living together in an odd couple type situation? You don't see it very often, but anyway, it says here, he hates canned applesauce. Okay, so sure, you could go to the supermarket and buy applesauce in a can, but it's not going to tell your brother that you love him, and he's not going to love you in return, and it might even just destroy the sibling kinship that you have with each other. So be sure and cook applesauce for your brother. He ain't heavy, he's your brother. Okay, so it says here the prep time for this is 10 minutes. The cook time is 15 minutes, so the total time is 25 minutes, which is going to be a total of 4 servings. I'm going to make all 4 servings, even though it's just me, because I can enjoy it over the next several days. Applesauce keeps in the refrigerator for several days. I want to take a quick moment to thank you, the users. We, at the moment, have 6 sign-ups for HelloFresh because of the Henry's Kitchen campaign, and I just want to thank everybody so much for being patient with me while I plotted my way through, clumsily through another sponsored stream. It does help the show a lot, and also I've been making my HelloFresh meals, and I mean, I made the Firehouse burger last night with the potato wedges, and it was just fantastic. And just, you know, knowing that I didn't have to buy an entire bottle of Frank's Red Hot sauce. I just had a little packet of it, and that was all I needed. Because I think most refrigerators are stuffed with Frank's Red Hot sauce that they bought, 30 years ago. And then you forget that you have it, and it's way in the back of the fridge. So I am a believer in HelloFresh, and I want to thank those of you who did sign up. And the last thing I'm going to say is if you do want to sign up, I'm not going to push it on you, The way to do it is go to my Twitch page in the About section. The link is there. You just click on that little ad, and then you'll get a discount for your first trial box. And it's a pretty damn good deal. Dark Ages says, your sponsored streams are fun as hell. I'll happily watch. If we resub to HelloFresh one day, we'll be sure to wait until you've got a code going. Oh, thanks, Dark Ages. That's very nice of you. I appreciate it. I think it's only first-time users in general, though, but that's fine. The people, I don't know if they're at HelloFresh or the Stream Elements people, whoever it is that I deal with for these campaigns are lovely people, and we need more of that in the corporate world. Dazzlecat says, if Highwayman had HelloFresh, he wouldn't need to carry his Tabasco. Yeah, that's right. That could be why I used Tabasco as I used Frank's Red Hot sauce as an example, because that hot sauce was still fresh in my mind. The Chunk says, I ordered 5 HelloFresh meals, and they were all amazing. I have another order coming tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited for it. Well, that's great, the Chunks. Well, that was my experience as well. And then there's the link for the Stream Elements for the ad. Okay. Kairosa says, goodbye stress, hello fresh. Everyone type force and says, goodbye stress, hello fresh. Cafe says, goodbye world, hello alcohol. Okay, so it sounds like people are coming up with their own submissions for slogans for the company, some better than others. Mythical Paladin, my fridge can't fit the little packets, only the bottles, unfortunately. Okay. That's hurting my brain to think about the physics of that, but okay, so we have to show a 3-minute ad for Twitch. If you're a subscriber, you won't see an ad, but if you're not, then here we go. This is a quick ad, and we'll give the moderators a chance to go poop or whatever, and we're going to be back in 3 minutes, and boom. There we go. Okay. Now remember, during this point, I don't want to have any interesting content because I don't want anybody to miss anything interesting. Mateo PNP says, is applesauce good for a tummy ache? The answer is, I don't know. And I think that's great. I'm glad that you asked that because I had a very uninteresting and uninformative answer to that question. It's Kate X says, someone blocked the mod office toilets again, Henry. Beelzebub is currently away fixing it. Kairosa is having to use the bushes in the car park. Oh, no. Okay, so I'm very new to how this whole mod situation, I was naive enough to think that it was just sort of a remote thing where everybody was doing it from wherever they lived. I didn't realize there was a central office for the mods. So that sounds a little bit like a liability for me because technically I am the Henry's Kitchen that they're working for. So I don't know how that works in terms of me having to provide well-maintained bathrooms. But I'll check the terms of service. Dr. Descent resubscribed for 5 months. Thank you, Dr. Descent. I'm very happy to see that you resubscribed. And M. Cariotti says, I already have Mott's. Can I deconstruct it and then make the recipe from scratch? Yeah, I think you'd have to reduce it. You'd have to make it into a reduction and then add it. Computer, what's the opposite of reduce?
The opposite of reduce is increase or expand.
Increase,
reduce
that's
means
the word.
To make less, decrease, and its antonyms are strengthen, extend, and expand.
So interestingly, the opposite of reduce isn't to induce. Or is it? It wasn't mentioned that way. Borsenvin says, the Henry mods have unionized. Please send beef support at 93363 to show support. Wow. I didn't realize they had. Let's check on roast beef. He's still currently in a very uninteresting position. So that's good because we don't want to have extra cute pics of roast beef while we're on ad break. Let's see how we're doing. We've got 20 seconds before our ad is done here. Roast beef is like the Jimmy Buffett of his generation. Is there a Jimmy Buffett? Is that Jimmy Bank of America? So in other words, maybe that was a mascot for Bank of America, like they had an ad campaign for a little while where they wanted a cute character. Very interesting. Whose hand is that at the left of the screen is what Nella says. Is there a hand? I'm not sure. You're the one who submitted this this picture. Is that a hand? Let me see. Oh, yeah, there is. There's a hand coming around the side. Nella, thanks very much for this picture. It's an engaged hand, Ruin It says. Caffeinated Cat says, Henry, the office wants to know when you started a career in acting. Well, I guess it probably would have been, I was a pretty young guy. Let's go ahead and take a look, actually. That's not it. I was lucky enough to secure an acting audition that I had one time.
I've just seen this new movie called The Stuff, and I've got to tell you, I've got to tell someone. It was so frightening, so scary, it made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. You see, The Stuff turns people like you and me into monsters. It was horrifying. It gives me the shakes just thinking about it. Seeing The Stuff is going to be the most terrifying experience you've ever had at the movies. But don't take my word for it. You're just going to have to see the stuff for yourself. Ugh.
I got the line wrong at the end, and I didn't get the part, but I guess I was probably about 18 years old at that time, so I'm 54, so that would have been 36 years ago. So that's my answer, Caffeinated Cat. 36 years ago, I started trying to be an actor. And about 30 years later, I did get a part. And it wasn't because of me doing well in an audition, it was because of being a kitchen explainer on YouTube. Dark Ages says, did you ever see The Stuff after that? No, I can't even bring myself to watch the movie, unless they sponsor us here. Okay, I think everybody's back. It's time. Let's go into the kitchen. Here we are. This kitchen, my tomb, as someone said earlier. Okay. Let's take the reverbers off. Check one. Check. Help. Help. Okay. Everything's good with the sound. So let's go into, why don't we just jump into it? Let's start by prepping our ingredients. Making applesauce at home is easier than you think. So you probably thought it was really difficult, but apparently it's easier. Trust us. This wildly popular, and by us I mean myself and Roast Beef, my cat. This wildly popular applesauce recipe will quickly become a go-to in your household. How to make applesauce. You'll find a detailed ingredient list and step-by-step instructions in the recipe below, but let's go over the basics of making perfect homemade applesauce. Make this top-rated applesauce recipe with just 4 ingredients. Apples. Here, let's go over our I've got some apples. I've washed them. They had those stupid stickers on them. I don't know why. What? If I could get my hands on whoever the guy is who decided that you're going to put stickers, so all of a sudden you're starting off with an apple with glue on it that you have to wash off, and it's got a barcode. So I've already prepped that part of it. We want the 4 apples. Well, you know what? I've only got 3, so that means that there's going to be some freaking math involved. I'm sorry, I could have sworn it said 3. I think even in the recipe that I put on Discord it said 3. I don't know why it's saying 4 apples. But it's going to make about 4 servings of applesauce. I think what they're saying is it's going to be 1 serving for every apple. Water. You need 3 1/4 cups of water. Sugar. I've refilled my sugar container here. And cinnamon. Now, of course, you can use allspice. I just couldn't find my allspice, so I'm using actual cinnamon. Best apples for applesauce. The best apples for applesauce are whatever apples you have on hand and need to use up. Well, that would be these. However, if you have a choice, we recommend using a combination of sweet and angry varieties. Sweet and angry varieties. Oh, no. Sweet and tangy. I don't know why I saw angry. Varieties for the best flavor. Popular sweet varieties include Honeycrisp and Fuji, while popular tangy varieties include Granny Smith and Brayburn. Fabio donated $6.90. What a cryptic word or number that is. Fabio says chainmail works well not only for avoiding cuts, but also for beating up robbers. Oh, someone snuck up on me the other day and I knocked them out cold. Turns out it was a grandma, but at least we both learned a lesson. Chainmail is effective. Also, yeah, that's good that you're walking around just wearing chainmail, because you never know when somebody's going to try to mug you. And it sounds like you got the better end of that. So that's great. Thank you, Fabio, for the $6.90. Henry, please remember to crisscross applesauce or you're it. That's what Borsonvin says as he tipped $5. Crisscross applesauce. I think that might be a saying. Thank you so much, Borsonvin, for your contribution here at Henry's Kitchen and all of your VIP contributions. Thank you. Borsonvin is our resident Frenchman. And let's see what else here. So we've got our apples. I don't know what type of apple. I bet it was on the sticker, actually. And then it says here how to make the homemade applesauce. You're going to combine all these ingredients into a saucepan. And I don't know what a saucepan is. I guess it's like a saute pan, I'm guessing. And cook over medium heat until the apples are soft. Then we're going to mash the cooled apples with a fork until you've reached, and you can also use a potato masher, I would imagine, until you've reached the desired consistency. That's it. Find the full step-by-step recipe below. What to serve with your applesauce? Well, for a classic and impressive dinner, pair your applesauce with our easy-baked pork chops. Now, a lot of people my age and older might remember Peter Brady talking about pork chops and applesauce. And am I mixing up two things? But was he doing it in a Humphrey Bogart accent? Pork chops and applesauce. That was a terrible Humphrey Bogart. It was just a terrible memory to go into. But I actually wonder if it was just so iconic that all of a sudden pork chops and applesauce became a thing. Gumme Kande says, yes, he did. Can anybody explain why he was saying pork chops and applesauce in a Humphrey Bogart? Computer, why was Peter Brady using a Humphrey Bogart impression when he said pork chops and applesauce?
In the TV show The Brady Bunch, Peter Brady is mimicking the famous actor Humphrey Bogart by saying pork chops and applesauce to be cooler. This phenomenon has been cited in pop culture and is well known among fans of the show.
Okay, so he was doing it to sound cool. Bogart, of course, is the term people use when somebody's hogging up all of your marijuana pot joint. I've never been a big user of that, but I'm certainly not judging anybody who does. It's completely legal here in the U.S., in most states, but it doesn't sound that cool, like that Humphrey Bogart apparently used to do that. Not the pot part, but the fact that he would hog it up. It's just not a cool trait for a character to have. But so I don't know why he was considered so cool. It's Kate X says it's a bit like when Quanto says, "On God for real." He wants to be cool. Yeah, I guess that's probably the younger version of pork chops and applesauce. Pancake King says, pork chops and applesauce sounds swell. Yeah, that was the other thing that he said. I wonder if Bogart also bummed cigarettes. Hey, sweetheart, can I bum one of those cigarettes off of you? That's always a cool thing to do. I left my pack in the car. I'll buy one off of you for $0.25. Or if I see you tomorrow, I'll give you $0.25. Definitely nothing cool about Bogart, in my opinion. Borsonvin says that was more like Bill Clinton. Oh, is that... Does my Bogart sound like Bill Clinton? Everyone type Forson says, whoa, Bogart on stream. No. I want to make sure everybody realizes that was me. I was just doing an impression of Bogart. But I guess it was pretty good if people thought that I actually was Bogart for a second. Okay. How to store your applesauce. Remember, we talked about storing it recently. Allow the applesauce to cool, then transfer to an airtight container. I believe I have one. We'll make sure. Store in the refrigerator for up to 3 days. That's great because we're making 4 servings, so we're going to have 3 days after today's serving. I'll have applesauce every frickin' day. How to can applesauce. You put it in a can. All recipes, community tips, and praise. Okay, so this is going to be some testimonials from people who are talking about Sarah's applesauce. It says, hey, JB's text here. JB's text says, is that who Jay Wellington Wimpy is based on? You know what? I might have channeled Wimpy a little bit in my imitation, but it could be that Wimpy was basically Bogart. If Bogart wasn't a cigarette bummer, I don't think it is too late for us to start that as a stereotype. He's already accused of hogging up the pot cigarette. Okay, these are testimonials for Sarah's applesauce, so we'll see if they live up to what we make here today. I'll show the picture of Sarah's applesauce. Wow, this was good, raves Lindsay. I followed the recipe. I used Granny Smith apples, which worked really well, served slightly warm, and was really amazing. Hadn't made homemade applesauce before, but I definitely came. Okay. This recipe was easy to follow, says one All Recipes community member. I scaled it up to use 6 big apples, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a half a cup of sugar. I came and it was delicious. I've made it twice now. I use a stick blender to achieve proper consistency. Okay. Simple often is the best, according to Phaedra Conaway. I used Macintosh apples, came but didn't peel them. It gave the applesauce more texture, color, and nutrition. Okay, so you can see that these are going to be some very special cups of applesauce that we're going to be making here. Let's just get right into it. Step 1, combine apples, oh, well, first we have to prep. So our apples need to be peeled, cored, and chopped. Okay, that's a lot. I have a potato peeler, which I believe you can also use for the purpose of okay, we're gonna need this and a knife. I'm gonna get my chainmail. Hold on. This has saved many a life. I'm going to put it on my left hand, which will be the one holding the apple that's in danger of being cut by the knife. So there we go. Peeled, cored, and chopped. That's a lot to think about in the same moment. So let's just do one thing at a time. Let's start by peeling our apples. So we're getting right into it here. I have a peeler. This is hard to use for some reason. Let me turn this around. Oh yeah, I had it so that the thumb was going into the pinky. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's just kick back here and do a little peeling of our apples, and I can certainly see the chat here, so if you guys have questions, this would be a good time. Steve and Kat says, why don't we call mashed potatoes potato sauce? That's an excellent question, because I think that what we're really making right here is mashed apples. You could also ask the question as, why don't we call applesauce mashed apples? I think it's because of the butter. Also, this looks kind of not the greatest, but whatever. This does not feel safe, Kathy says. It's safe because I have chainmail that was gifted to me by you, the users, who also gave me my guitar, a microwave oven, completely paid for by someone named Too Much Junk Food, and I'll never forget it. One of the most generous gifts that we've gotten on here by one individual. And Jolly Austin 1 also contributed. But yeah, in terms of the gifts, we've got a neon sign, chainmail, a Gretsch guitar, so many other things. The cutting board that you're seeing right now. And I just am eternally grateful for that. And we've got one more apple to peel. Passion Error says they look fresh. Well, the second ones look fresh. The first one kind of looks brownish, but I don't think that's a problem. Computer, what's the worst thing that could happen to you if you eat bad apples? Holy shit.
From Healthline.com. If you notice physical signs of expiration, such as bruising, soft spots, or oozing, it's best to discard apples to prevent the intake of potentially dangerous compounds called mycotoxins.
Yikes. Big announcement here. Holy shit. This is incredible. Caffey _ has gifted 20 tier 1 subs. That's amazing, Caffey. Caffey, thank you so much. That brings our sub count up to 447, which is the highest it's been in a little while. So I want to thank you sincerely, Caffey, for that gift subscription. That's fantastic. You're supporting Henry's Kitchen. I love doing this. I will say that it's you know, I can't completely sustain myself by doing the Henry's Kitchen Twitch version, but I can definitely pay a few bills with it, and it's because of you and your generosity. Not just you, Kathy, but all the users who do that stuff. So thank you so much for your contribution. And let's go back. So now I have our apples completely cored and peeled. And no, they're not cored yet. They're just peeled. So now we have to core them. Okay, this is the dangerous part. So this is where I'm using protection here. I could cut... There's no way this knife is going to cut chainmail, and that's why they used it in the Middle Ages as an armor. Pretty amazing to think that people actually fought in that manner. Okay, so now we need to core them. So I'll be 100% honest with you. I don't know exactly what the fuck I'm doing, but I think I'm just trying to get the core out. But I probably could have chosen a better way. Just take the core pieces out. That's one, and then this is another one. But at the same time, you don't want to use up all your apple. Or you don't want to discard any actual good apple. Okay, that was good. And you'll get better at it as you go along. Like, for example, I can see that that is the core. So I'm going to cut around it. That's good. Much better. Don't forget that you always get better at things the more you do them. At this point, I've been cooking for so many years that I could do it in my sleep. Boy, I really don't like this apple. It's just all brown and shitty. But I don't think it's supposed to be bad, but Alexa said there was microtoxins or something like that that could get in there. I really don't know what to do. Apple seeds have arsenic in them, says Dark Aegis. Although you'd have to eat a lot to poison yourself, still better to avoid. Okay, I think I'm just going to eat this because, I mean, I did buy it. I guess if I get that microtoxin or whatever, I could just say it was their fault. Maybe I can sue them or something, sue the grocery store. I think it's because I got the organic shit. All right. We also want to chop these apples now. So it really kind of never ends in terms of the work that you're doing on these apples. We want them peeled, chopped, cored. Very, very glad to have this chainmail right now. Let me expand this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. See what's going on in the chat. Container 520 says, cored an apple in just 4 cuts. Pro alert. Yep. Again, I've been doing this a very long time. Slash Knox says, do I get better at addiction if I keep doing it more? I think that is how it works. You can get better at doing things that are bad for you the same way you can get better at doing things that are good for you. I was a smoker for many years, and I quit because it wasn't healthy, and it was very difficult to quit, but I will say I got really good at it. I had the Zippo lighter, and I had all the tricks. If anybody ever asked me for a lighter, I could do the flicking the cigarette, and so that it jumps up and you catch it in your mouth. There were a couple of other... I just kind of got to the point where I could really be flashy with it. but I didn't like the side effects that go along with it, like heart disease. But apparently you get that from eating bad apples anyway, so I don't know. Sometimes I just ramble and talk about shit. What were we saying even? Okay, I think this is it. This is pretty well chopped at this point, if I say so myself. And parasitosis, whoops. Parasitosis says, Henry, what is this? Let's see. What is this week's movie for Henry's Movie Club? Ooh, I didn't know there was a Henry's Movie Club, but I would say if you're thinking of one to watch, The Kid Stays in the Picture is probably my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite movies. Borsenvin says, I'm pounding Marlboros instead of apples, and it's about the same adverse effects, I reckon. Yeah, the only difference is that the Marlboros won't have the arsenic that Dark Aegis was talking about. Game Master Flash says, what's going on in here? What up, users? What up right back to you? Game Master Flash, I believe, is one of our, one of our tier 3 subscribers. Thank you very much for chiming in here. Fella Machine says, do you think this recipe will help me win back my wife? Well, I'd have to think about that for a second. It depends on why she left you. If the reason that she left you was because you weren't making delicious enough homemade applesauce, then yeah, this will definitely help win her back, because it says right here, Sarah's homemade applesauce is the best applesauce recipe you can find. So I think if that was the reason she left you, but if she left you for another reason, like for example, you weren't able to provide or some other thing like that, then I don't think that this recipe is going to help. Container 520 knows she left him because of blatant cheating. Okay, yeah, so that this won't do much in terms of that. Okay, well, we've chopped, we've cored, we've pureed. What's next? Well, it says combine all this stuff in a saucepan. I have a saucepan here, I think, but it's kind of small. I like it though, but we won't fit all that in here. I'm going to use this. This one's bigger. Let's move all this excess apple stuff out of the way. I'm going to go horizontal with my cutting board, and I'm going to turn this on. It wants it over medium heat. This goes to 1100, so I'm going to try to get it as close to 550 as I can, which is 600. And then now, cover and cook over medium heat. We want the apples in there. Boy, I really don't like the way that one apple looks. It's really kind of got me bummed out. It's just all battered and bruised. Look at that, I'm already filling this up. Even this saucepan wasn't enough space. And also I have some peel on the, some skin on there. Yeah, no need to wash hands, Borsevin says. Yeah, that's because I'm just cooking it for myself. But remember to always wash your hands if you're ever touching other people's food. Preferably after. Okay, now we want to get the water in there. So how much water? It wants 3/4 of a cup. But remember, that was for 4 apples. We have 3 apples, so computer, what is
I
3?
missed something. Can you say it again?
I'm not done. Computer, what is 3/4 of 3/4?
3/4 of 3/4 is 0.5625.
0.5625 cups of water. So that's a little more than a half a cup. Fortunately, I've got a measuring cup here. So doesn't seem like nearly enough water. We want 1/4 of a cup of white sugar, but of course we only want 3/4 of that. So computer, what's 3/4 of 1/4 of a cup? Preferably in tablespoons. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to put in 1/4 of a cup. This is 1/3 of a cup. Fuck. I'm just going to put in an amount of sugar that looks okay. And then we want our cinnamon. I'm just guesstimating at this point. I've been cooking a very long time. I know how to do this. And it says heat until soft, 15 or 20 minutes. Wow. That's a long time. Oh! I don't know if you guys caught what happened there. The whole reason I brought this pan out was because it was bigger and I was gonna... So you know what I'll do is... That's the kind of stuff that makes me not want to do this stuff. But, alright, I'm going to add a little bit more water. Because I think we used big apples. Okay, now we need something to stir that with. I guess I'm going to use this. Okay, so it's really not very much water, so it's kind of hard to believe that this is going to be a sauce. But I guess that the idea is that it will be a sauce because it's going to get so cooked that the juice is going to come out of the apples. So here, let me put this away. And let's put this in the foreground. Actually, while we're here, I'm going to clean up my apple discards. And we'll throw this in the trash. I think it's a good idea to clean. Computer, how much time is left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Oh, okay. It says 15 to 20 minutes. And of course, they couldn't have just said 15 or 20. They have to give us this cryptic version of it. So, computer, what is the average between 15 and 20? Computer, what is the average between 15 and 20?
The average of 15 and 20 is 17.5.
Okay, computer, can we set a timer for 17.5 minutes? Computer, can we set a timer for 17.5 minutes?
17 minutes and 30 seconds, starting now.
And computer, can we name that timer? Computer, I'd like to name that timer.
What should I name it?
Name it applesauce.
17-minute, 30-second timer now named applesauce.
Okay, I think we're finally cooking. All right. As they say, a watched pot never boils. So we're gonna let that go by itself. And now, I think it's time to do our thank you song. I just banged my guitar. That came out sounding weird. I banged it against the couch, but it's okay. I'm very happy to have the Gretsch back. This is the guitar that was gifted to me by you, the users. I had a little bit of a strap lock issue and I fixed it. Let's go ahead and do a song here. M. Cariotti says, "Hey Henry, sorry, I have to go. I have an appointment for my back." Oh, sorry to hear that. I know how that feels. I will shrug my shoulders aggressively as you taught us, and hopefully they won't be too confused. Yeah. If you're having back problems, you want both shoulders up and then you do head tilts. So you do first to the right, and then to the left. And just do that. Do 10 reps, 3 sets. You can do them anywhere too. You can do them at the Jiffy Lube, at the library, the coffee place, whatever. Okay. Everyone type Forsen says, "Hey Henry, don't read thith on frame. It's for later when you watch the Betamax with roast beef. Thanks for being a constant fourth of entertainment and joy. The thirth and celebrate your success and your..." Oh my God, this goes on for a long time. "Especially when your computer won't listen to you and repeat. And how can we be expected to excel when you struggle?" Yeah, well, the thing is, I've been doing this a long time, but I think that sometimes when I struggle, it shows you, the users, that even a pro can struggle, and I think that that should give you a sense of encouragement to know that it's not that bad, no matter how bad you think it's going. All right, everybody. Let's go ahead and do a song now. Let's put the reverb on. Maybe we'll do our thank you song to the tune of Barenaked Ladies, "If I Had $1 Million," which is the song that we did earlier. Let's see, how can I do this? Falcon and Dingo Bob, Don Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Ogle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, Shane Yes Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, It's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision, the LGX, Chef Reactions, Bill Arkin Music, Husky Boy on Nim Moon Moon, Emaru Orca Mind Espen, and Bonnie too. Dazzle Cat, Blurry Little Quest, and Borsenvin, and don't forget Quanto. Purple Donut Filling is Fruit, Tankardin and Borsenvin, Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Shandis, Nolan, Larian, Zodbane, Toke My Nuts, Saguaro, Burrito 55555, Dinosaur, JV's Tech, Sickly Boy, BLsB, Henlips, One Game Master Flash, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Churinax, Cochise, Nirvana, Red Hot, Hibachi, Ransom, GR, Yarchasm, Nico, Tazo, Michael Bublé, 4422, Passion, Error, Minho, Shin, 64, Midnight, Beta, JSPX, Fan, and Acid Test, and also Mr. Gooseberry VT, Dr. Gooseberry VT, who I didn't get a chance to put on there yet. Mr. Gooseberry VT, I was the first time. And don't forget Quanto. And anybody else I might have left out there. Take a look at our situation here. It's definitely boiling. We're boiling apples. I think I kind of see what's going on now. The cinnamon is going to be flavoring the juice that the apples are juicing into, so to speak. Okay, I think we're sort of on our way here. Let me put the guitar back. Computer, how much time left on the timer?
You have 10 minutes left on your applesauce timer.
All right. I can't believe I ruined a whole dish here. I know you guys have questions and I'm going to get to them. I think we're done with a lot of these utensils. Certainly don't need the knife anymore now that everything's gotten soft. Probably don't need the chainmail either. I think we're getting it done here. Here's a little bit of apple. I'm gonna have some water. I haven't announced it in a little while, but September 21st, there will be a show in Naperville, Illinois, featuring yours truly, myself. And if you want, it says right there in the chat, go see Henry on tour. You go to henryphillips.com/tour dates. You can see me in Naperville, Illinois, which is a Chicago suburb. Fairfield, Connecticut, which is coming up October 11th. And I've just announced, and it's not on the website yet, but if you live in the St. Louis area, I'll be at the Flyover Comedy Festival in St. Louis, and that's November 15th, but you can go to the Flyover Comedy Festival website in St. Louis and buy a pass, because there's going to be a lot of amazing comics there, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So Fat Hunger says, Henry, will you fly back on Sunday to San Diego for the last day of TwitchCon? Oh, I guess I'm going to miss TwitchCon. You know, if the user friends of mine like Nim were going to be there in San Diego, I would do it in a heartbeat. But, you know, the idea of being able to get a hotel in San Diego and a couple of the other things, it'd be very difficult for me, but that would be cool. So Fat Hunger, which gig are you talking about? Are you talking about for the September 12th? No, I'm still going to be in Naperville. Husky Boyo says, probably see you in Old St. Louis. Sweet. That'll be great, Husky Boyo. We're going to have a beer. It's a great city. St. Louis is an incredible city. Container 520 says, Henry, you can sleep with me in my car in San Diego. Well, it's a tempting offer, and maybe I will, but we'll just see if I'm going to be in town. Mythical Paladin says, but what if the Franks invade my liege? That must be in reference to something else. Midnight Faded says, Henry, are you okay? Kind of slurring your words. I'm feeling okay. I'm not sure. Oh, that might have been in reference to the Everyone Type Forsen. Everyone Type Forsen says, if Henry has 1 million number of fans, I am one of them. If Henry has 10 fans, I'm one of them. If Henry has no fans, that means I am no more on the earth. If world against Henry, I am against the world. I love Henry till my last breath. Die hard fan of Henry. Hit like if you think Henry best and smart in the world. Thank you very much for that heartfelt testimonial there. I appreciate it. It was completely unsolicited, but at the same time, it was not unappreciated. Okay. Computer, how much time left?
You have 6 minutes and 10 seconds left on your applesauce timer.
Okay. Well, it's going to be that time really soon here for us to play a little bit of Outer Wilds, which I've found to be a very fun game, even though I'm not good at it. And I think there are some people that are really big fans of the game, and they come over to check it out, and they see me sucking, and it's not a very fun feeling. I need to find some kind of a masher. I could have sworn I had a masher. Where the fuck's my masher? Literally no masher. Amazing. I mean, I guess we could use a whisker, but I have a masher. Ah! Found my masher. Okay, this is what you use. I think we're getting close. I'm also going to use maybe... No. This thing should be okay. I think I see where they're going with this. The water is sort of absorbing the juices and turning it into a fine sauce. And at the same time, the apples are becoming mushy, so we're going to be able to mash them up. We're going to have applesauce. Let's check in on roast beef. My cat, still sleeping. Okay, there you have it. Shifted positions certainly from the last time. Kathy says sleeping more than koala. Is koala a famous cat? You know, I would say right now making applesauce, seeing my cat roast beef sleeping, knowing that we're going to be making this deliciousness. Life's good. Life's good here at Henry's Kitchen, and I have you to thank for it. Wow, we have 443 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. I want to thank everybody for that. JDS94 has resubscribed for 4 months, and again, Kathy gifted 20 Tier 1 subs. That put us way up there. Kathy says the koala sleeps like 23 hours a day, and the other hour it's mad and eating. Yeah, that's exactly what roast beef is. Maybe roast beef is secretly part koala. Or maybe not so secretly. Dazzlecat says, Henry, is it possible your kitchen has a poltergeist? Why would that be? I mean, it is possible, but is there something that I missed? I'm not sure. Oh, stuff's always missing, Dazzlecat says. Yeah, and as it turns out, this thing wasn't missing. Does anybody remember where I found it? It was in the wrong place. I think when you get older, you have to make sure you put everything in its place. Because if you don't, you won't be able to find it. And I guess that's probably what happened. For reals, y'all, says Reverbison. Reverbison? Check. Oh, the reverb is on. Let me fix that right now. Okay. Computer, how much time left?
You have 1 minute and 20 seconds left on your applesauce timer.
Almost there. Jackie Chun says, I want to cook something in honor of my missing favorite streamer, Forsen. Any idea? Why not this applesauce? It's easy and it's also amazing. I wonder if the Brady Bunch made homemade applesauce when they did pork chops and applesauce that fateful night. I'm going to say they probably did because they had a live-in maid named Alice. She definitely would have been making homemade applesauce. Blurry Little Quest says, Henry, what's your favorite herb for warding off demons? Probably basil, I think. Computer, is basil effective for warding off vampires?
From Rutgers.edu. Basil plants are often grown in home gardens, used as decorative elements, and even believed to ward off evil spirits.
Yeah, basil's the one. Dark Ages says, I think she was stirring something in the pot when he came down and said it, so probably. Oh yeah, that's probably what it was. Gayfish69 says the computer will self-destruct in 10 seconds. I think it will. Computer, stop. Gayfish69 says, you're not going to ward this vampire, flirt. Not a bad pickup line. Not sure if that's how you meant it. Pure Improv has resubscribed for 4 months. Awesome. Thank you, Pure Improv. Okay, so let's see what we're supposed to do now. Now we have to allow it to cool. So I turned that off. And then we're going to mash it until it's the consistency you like. That's it? Like literally we already have our applesauce now? That's crazy. Okay. So I'm gonna put this on the back burner. But the burner's not on, so I'm technically cooling it. And then we're meanwhile waiting for this thing to stop. But I think it's time. I think it's time to play our game. Uh-oh. It might be time to show an ad, actually. Yeah. We're going to show a 3-minute ad for the non-subscribers. If you're a subscriber, of course, you won't see an ad. But this is going to give a chance for you to take that bathroom break you've been wanting to take for God knows how long. And it's also going to be a time to sort of reflect and just think about the choices that you've made and whether they were good or not. And maybe you could have done something different. Maybe you'd like a rewrite on history of your life. But either way, it's going to be a time for people to relieve themselves. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to come back and we're going to play our game, Outer Wilds. I'm going to try to be good at it. I'm getting heckled by random gaming fans on Twitch saying that I suck. So I want to really do well for them. And here we go. Let's show this ad. 3-minute ad. Okay, so if I'm correct, then the people watching me right now are all subscribers. I'm not going to do anything fascinating or interesting, but I will hang out with you guys because I know what it's like to not have somebody to hang out with. Let's go ahead now and take a quick peek at roast beef, my cat. Doing some cleaning now, so we'll leave him alone. Let me just check on him, make sure he's okay. I think he's doing okay, and you know what? I have to say my kitchen smells really nice. It smells like autumnal apple and cinnamon, and it's kind of nice. There's something therapeutic about it, aromatherapeutic, I guess. We still have a minute and a half here. I'm gonna refill my water. Let's get this thing ready. We're gonna have to mash here pretty soon. Quiet Life says cat cams should be named Felinovision. Oh, that's good. Who can we pitch that to? Because there are a lot of cat cams on Twitch. I believe Nim has one. Felinovision is much more fancy. What the Duck says, nice joke, Henry. I wish the unsubs could have heard it. No, I don't want them to feel like they're missing out on anything. I don't think I made a joke. Dark Aegis says only beef. Midnight Faded says the only thing friends are good for is leaving. Sounds like a country song. Maybe it is. Dark Ages says that's a site we can subscribe to in order to see exclusive photos of roast beef. That would be pretty cool. Let's see what else we've got going here. Oh yeah, we already did that. I think the unsubs are back here pretty soon. Oh yeah, everybody's back. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start the game now. I should have done this during the break. But what we'll do now is, it's always a little bit of the thing. I got to put on the desktop audio. And I got to go to, I got to put it on crop. And then I got to turn on Outer Wilds. And it's going to do a little starting up. So this game is amazing. It's like a whole universe. And for anybody out there that's unfamiliar with the game, I'm this member of a species that lives on a planet called Timber Hearth, and I'm about to go into space to explore, basically to further progress from for, I would say mankind, but whatever species this is that I'm a member of. So here we go. Without further ado, here we go. We're going to go into space, guys. We had an issue with one of the controllers, so I hope I chose the right one here. Resume. Okay, let me just get a couple of things settled here. I like to be able to read the chat. What's happening? Everything's frozen. Do you hear me? Do you see me? Yeah, but the problem... Oh, I see. But here's the thing. I have to set this up so that I can see the people subscribing as well as the chat. Yeah, it is scary. Okay, here we are. I think I'm going to go to a different planet. If anybody's played this, let me know what a chill planet is that I can go to. So if you're just joining us, this is a pretty impressive game. This is the village that I come from, and I'm on the launch pad. And I'm going to get in my spaceship. Gayfish69, yeah, we did find the banjo, and we even talked to the guy, and he told us about some places. Container 520 says, go to the applesauce planet. That sounds pretty good. Okay. Don't need the suit yet. I'm going to get in, buckle up. And here we go. You want to take a look? We're leaving this planet. Wow, we're going really fast. Leaving that planet behind us. Don't want to fly into the sun like I've done before. What's that right there? Let's try that. It looks like it's some kind of Ember Twin. Okay, so now don't abort autopilot, I think is what I learned last time. Just let it do its thing. Firing retro rockets. Wait, there's a planet in between, damn it. Why is there another planet coming here? Autopilot is complete. Gonna go into landing mode. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Just want to be very careful here. Uh-oh. Wow, I can... I think I've landed. Whoa, this place looks cool. Can I get out? Thanks, Dark Ages. I've gotten pretty good at landing, I gotta say. Wait, am I still... Okay, now I'm just sort of... I'm gonna put on the suit. You can't leave without the suit. Let's get out of here. Let's see what this place has to offer here. I'm going to put on my flashlight. Oh, there's my shadow. I'm wearing a jetpack. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I might be too high in the air. That's okay, my ship's right there. Alright. Not bad. You know, you got to get used to moving around. What is all this? I am told that there's puzzles on these planets. So I'll have to figure out. I can walk on this stuff. Gravity is pretty low right off the surface on this planet, Dark Ages says. So that means, so I'm moving around quite a bit. Well, maybe the good part of that is I won't have those high impact problems. Oh, some stairs here. I think I'm going to prefer to take the stairs. Wow, that was a little bit risky. How does it work on a planetary body if you're getting closer to the core? Do you have more gravity or less gravity? That's a question for my astrophysicists out there. Or people that are just generally informed about such matters. So far, this planet is being a little better to us. Bibo Bobo says less, I think. So there'd be less gravitational pull if you're... Bibo Bobo says, because you have less mass below you. Oh, that's interesting. That's a good theory. Wow, what is all this? What? That doesn't look good. A lot of strange happenings here. I don't think I want to be caught in this thing when that storm or whatever is going by. Oh, here we go. We can translate this. The Sunless City. Well, the answer is always yes. Uh-oh. Ghost matter. Oh, shit. Did I die? I was going to that thing. Yeah, you're right, Cappy. That wasn't safe one bit. Damn. But I want to go back to that planet, but do you even remember what it was called? That planet was awesome. I gotta go back to it. Bibo Bobo says Uranus. Dark Ages says Ash Twin, I think. Oh, Container 520 says if you see those crystals, expect deadly ghost matter. Is this guy cool? Let's see. He's saying all the same stuff. I keep getting killed by ghost matter. Not if you use your scout to detect it, you won't. You dumb idiot. Wow, I don't know if that was called for. Did you think I made that just so you could take pretty little pictures of trees? It has multiple uses. Yeah, I'm going to have to get better with the scout. But the problem I have with calling someone a dumb idiot is not that it's offensive, but it's redundant. It's poor grammar. Dark Ages says, yeah, I think so. It's Ash and Ember Twin. I forgot which one was which. Borsenvin says, gravity was invented by Richard Figgis Newton about the same time that apples became a sauce. Oh, I didn't know that. Alright, that guy's being a dick. So we're gonna get out of here, but he is right. I should be using the scout launcher. Let's get out of here. If anybody's just tuning in, if you die in this game, it's fine. You just wake up in this weird time loop. Look below us. Make sure that that planet is far away, because I've literally had it where I bump back into it. Ember Twin. I don't remember which one we did. I think we did this other one. Accelerating toward destination. Wait, the fucking sun. No, no, no! Oh, come on. Okay, that happened to me before. I should have known better. You can engage autopilot to go to a planet, but if the sun is in between you and the planet, you're just going to be going toward the sun. It's sort of a technicality. Everyone type Force and says, can you fly at night so you don't hit the sun? That's right, the sun does disappear at night. Boy, that was a rookie move. But no harm, no foul, because we're going to get right back into this thing. It's going to be okay. See you later, home planet. I'm off. There's our stuff. Okay. So now I don't believe that the sun is in our way this time, but that other planet is. Okay, firing retro rockets. Gonna go into landing mode real soon here. No, that wasn't a good landing. Or this isn't a good landing. I'm crashing, I think. Yeah. This wasn't as good as the other one. Let's get out. Everything's dark. Let's put on the suit. See what's going on out here. Fortunately, I know how to repair a ship. But unfortunately, this looks like a difficult one. Oh. Repair my landing gear. What is that? Ah! Am I gonna be dead here? I think I need to find a safer place to land. Wow, some force field or something is going through my ship. But I think I'm in the safest place. Good save. Thanks, Dark Aegis. Yeah, no, my instincts were telling me that that was not a good place to hang out. I gotta fix this ship. This is a pretty dangerous little spot here. I fix my ship? No, there's still something else wrong. Yeah. Huge, godly, powerful moon says, I don't think this is a good place to call home. You're absolutely right. Let's get out of here. I gotta get back in the ship. I think I'm safe as long as I'm in the ship. Okay, I can get out of here. Oh boy, getting tossed around like a lottery ball here. Where's that cool staircase we had? The frickin' sun gets real close here. Can I get out here? Headlights off. Yeah, the gravity's really weird here. Okay, I think I can get off here. I can launch a scout. Should I launch a scout? Wait. Alright, I'm gonna go put on my suit. Get out there and fix the headlights and see what's going on here at this planet. There's a map. Wow, there's a lot of cool stuff in here. Oh, I'm wearing the suit. What am I talking about? Let's fix these headlights. Where are the headlights? Maybe there's nothing wrong with the ship. I've got a flashlight. That sun comes really damn close. Oh, I'll put on the signal scope. See if there's anything on this planet. Not really anything. I want to go back to that area where we were. Put this thing away. Uh-oh. There's that thing. What is that? Whoa, okay. Gotta get down there. I thought it was cool when we had the stairs. Are we on the same planet? Do we know that? I think I'm going down lower. Henry, you're brave to traverse planets wearing only a t-shirt and an apron. That's the magic of games. You can be in your underwear and you can be solving crimes. Uh-oh, an unidentified signal, but that doesn't necessarily mean... Well, let's put on the scout launcher. Oh no. Yeah. Put it away. Signal scope. Oh. Something weird going on up here. We're gonna go closer to it, guys. I might die, but fortunately, dying doesn't mean anything. Where'd it go? Uh-oh. Where's that signal? Wow, we lost it. Oh, that's far away. No. Oh, here it is. This thing. Whoa, okay. Distress beacon. What is this thing? Here, let's put away that. Oh, I get it. It's a thing that makes an annoying noise. Should we go in? Here we go. Behind me. Container 520 said. What's behind me? Do I need my flashlight or is that just extra energy? I think I can turn it off. De-stress beacon. Wow, this looks like an old spaceship or something. Or a space station. Translate. Alert. Collision imminent. Preparing for impact. What? That doesn't sound good. Where do we go? This may be a crashed ship with beacon next to... Oh! Uh-oh. You know, I need to find oxygen. The heat from this star system's sun is more bearable below the surface. I think we're just gonna keep finding stuff till we die. I need oxygen though. Got plenty of fuel. I'm dead, I think. Yeah, I'm dead because I don't have oxygen. I'd read the translations while you can. Okay. I'm gonna die. Yep, I'm dying. Emergency escape hatch. I'm dead. Well, guys, I'm gonna pull out our applesauce. This game is a blast. It's really weird. I don't like that I keep having to run out of oxygen. So I'm guessing as you get better, you die. Thanks, Kairosa. I'm guessing that you eventually, like any game, I can feel myself getting better at it. But I guess what happens eventually is that you find out how to work around the oxygen thing. Like you go back to your ship, get more. I'm going to quit. Reset loop. Quit to main menu. Yes. It's a fascinating game. I love every second of it. We're going to quit. All right, everybody. Let's get some applesauce going. That was fun, though. That was probably one of the more fun rounds that I've had of that game. Did I play it for a long time? It feels like I played that game longer than most people stream when they play games. I mean, that was a solid 20 minutes right there. Okay. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go back to the instructions, but if I remember correctly, we're done. These are our apples. I think we're supposed to mash them now, so I'm going to take a masher. I want it to get that cool look that you get when you buy it in the can. But I don't know if we're going to get there with this machinery. But this is feeling like a nice little workout, fortunately. You want to mix it down into a sauce. The Twilight Bone says, your hair is very Einstein meets Brian Wilson today. Exciting. Thank you. Yeah, Einstein is known for his kempt, handsome grooming appearance, and Brian Wilson, of course, spent 2 full years in bed. So even though it sounds like a compliment, I'm not sure whether it is. But that's okay. But I will say it probably is true. That part I can attest to. Okay, a lot of this is turning into sauce, but some of it's not. Uh-oh. We have a cat situation. Our koala just woke up and he's pissed off. Probably because of the noise that I'm making with this thing. We're getting there. I want this to be a full-on applesauce. I don't know who in the hell said this is going to be only 3 servings. Seems like this is a lot more than that. Okay. Gonna grab a bowl. I don't think it cooked enough because some of it is still not quite sauce. It's more apple. Okay. All right, just like Peter Brady said, pork chops and applesauce, but as Humphrey Bogart. So that's that. Let's see what theirs looks like. Well, obviously they have apples in the background. Theirs looks a little more like a sauce, and I think that that's probably because we didn't quite cook it long enough to where it mashes, but I can still mash. I don't think the mashing process is ever really over. It just, you do it to the point where you ask yourself whether it's worth it. But let's go ahead and taste this. Everyone type Forsen says, holy shit, it looks great. Gumme Cande says a little chunky is good. Bibo Bobo says could always use a food processor. Oh, you think that's the trick that they're doing? Because if that's true, that's not quite fair. Huge Godly Powerful Moon says, what if you use a hand mixer or a blender? Well, I didn't think I was going to have to pull out all that shit. I thought this was just going to be sort of a, it says the simplest recipe you'll find. Dr. Descent says mash with teeth, mash with stomach acid, mash with colon, mash with toilet flush. Okay, a little hard to remember, but that's a nice, is that a nursery rhyme? All right, here we go. Yeah, this glow is kind of a, this bowl is kind of glowing. You're right, Dark Ages. I'm going to say it's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. Who would have known just apples and cinnamon boiled up and then mashed could turn into applesauce? I guess I never really questioned how they make applesauce. I just thought it was one of those things that comes in a can from a factory. You know what this reminds me of is when you get those TV dinners. They used to call them TV dinners. I don't know. Craft dinner, is that the same thing? Like in the song that we sang earlier? But there'd always be this little part of the tray that had apple cinnamon in it, and it was, I guess it was supposed to be the dessert. But this isn't bad. And I think it's healthy. I don't know why it wouldn't be. We put oh, that's right. We put a lot of sugar in there, of course. I forgot. Borsenvin wanted me to crisscross my applesauce, but that never really happened. Well, everybody, I think this turned out pretty good, and I'm going to call it a success. And Bibo Bobo says, "What the fuck, Henry? Did I offend somebody?" I'm going to call it a success. I think it's pretty good. It's a good way to get your apples down. Remember, you got to have an apple. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. There's a reason that cliches exist. It's because people keep saying them. But I think this was very good. So I want to thank you, the users, for joining us. We did very well on the subscriptions today. Thank you very much. Thanks again to Kathy for that incredible donation. And Huge Godly Powerful Moon says, will you put the stuff you made in a can like those from the factory? No, because then that would sort of defeat the purpose, because we're trying to avoid getting it from the can. That's what it says in this thing. Sarah's homemade applesauce, she starts out by saying something about her brother. Where is that part? I make it for my younger brother, and he loves it, and he hates canned applesauce. For anybody who just tuned in right there, that was me reading. I don't have a younger brother, and if he did, I wouldn't care if he hates canned applesauce. So I'm going to have another bite, and Bebo Bobo says the painting is upside down. You're absolutely right. Sorry about that. Sometimes I'm rushing when I'm getting stuff set up, but well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today here at Henry's Kitchen. Thank all of you, and I hope you have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you on Sunday at noon Pacific time. And I just generally hope everybody's doing okay. I seem to be losing internet, so not sure why that is. Maybe that means it's a good time to say goodbye. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you at noon Pacific time on Sunday.